Hey family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Cutting Edge 50. Hey, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate y'all for following us on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Today, man, we're talking about the Masters Olympia a little bit of bodybuilding news. My guy Corey Morris, man, he's out there battling. He's looking better and better each day. And just updates on some of the critiques they was getting. But I think they posted Olympia TV news. If y'all are subscribed to them, I have a full link to their channel so y'all can check out some of the videos. I mean, they go over a whole lot of stuff, a lot of interesting topics and segments they got on there, which I will be tuning in. I think they got one up, and I ain't watched the whole thing yet, but it's 7 minutes, 19 seconds. It's about Corey, my guy Corey Morris, who works at the Man Has Gym in Georgia, who is sending a message to teammate Aaron Banks. So y'all know it's about to get started. But first, let me read some of these names that's going to be competing in the Masters Olympia Open Bodybuilding. Now we're going to have Fred Smalls. A lot of people, you might not know who those guys' names is, but hopefully I don't jack them up too much. Joseph Pearsonet, Joshua Lentowicz, Kamal Elgarne. We all know who that was, a 212 champ. This is going to be Kamal's last year, probably competing. And then he's going to go ahead and retire. He's one of the oldest bodybuilders out there. Amazing athlete. And he still can do it if he wants to, but he's getting up there in age. So now it's time to start thinking about longevity and safety, stuff like that. So we got Ken Jackson next, Logan Robinson, Marique Ologenics, Zach. I know I jacked that up, so excuse me about that. But Max Charles, Michael Ely, Michael Lynn, Phil Kahar, who is another older gentleman, but he ain't got pro not too long ago. It was been some years, but I doubt it's been more than 5 years. Amazing athlete, phenomenal shape. He gets shredded. I think he was just lacking. I think he came up with some illnesses like stomach virus or something like that the last time he competed. So he wasn't as lean as he was when he competed. I think it was a year and a half ago. So I mean, I'm looking forward to that guy because he's up there in age also, and he has a phenomenal physique, and I believe he's a pastor. So I mean, you know anything about Phil Kahar, comment below. I know he's from Jamaica also. Next, who we got? Robert Bernicki, Ron Stevens, Rusty Jeffers, Sergio Lima. I think Sergio Lima also was tied. He gets shredded too. If y'all don't know anything about this guy, Slavo Bednar, Tony Lagrange, Vincent Galanti, and Valdemir Agritsky. Like I said, it seems like it's a stacked lineup so far. But yeah, we're not seeing those major names like that before. I don't know if I skipped over Max Charles. Y'all know Max Charles. I think Max used to compete in 202, 212, you name it. He's a phenomenal athlete, retired years ago, and he's coming back to do it. I think he just loves the sport. So Max still looks good. He's always in decent shape. And he's a shorter guy, but it doesn't stop him from doing what he got to do. Now we're going to 212 bodybuilding, who's going to be competing in the Master Olympia. Ahmad Fazwi, Anwar Darwishi Allah. And I'm gonna post a clip of these names out there. I'm just trying to read them a little bit, let y'all see what's going on, and just get it started, man. Bola Alex, Derek Farnsworth, Fernando Nor de Alameda. I mean, some of these names I don't remember a lot of, especially the 212 names. Am I thinking they probably was competing way back in the 202? And I just got into, like I said, bodybuilding. I used to watch the major bodybuilding shows, but you know, the big name stuff like that, Muscle and Fitness Magazine. So some of these names I probably did forget about, especially the foreign guys. You know, that's just how it goes. But I know pretty much these guys are phenomenal athletes also. Tada Yamishi, Jeff Williamson, Jachin Kwan, Jim Everton, Johnny Shree. Johnny is coming back. My boy Johnny Shree. If y'all know Johnny Shree, man, I got a couple of his shirts. Johnny Shree is an amazing guy. He's a coach. He got his own online platform. He's this influencer. Now he's teaching the youth about bodybuilding and fitness. I think last year he was gonna do a show Then I don't know, health complications or whatever the reason, he just decided that he didn't want to do it due to whatever reason. He's focused on his daughter, and just helping other guys. He coaches other clients who went pro, stuff like that. So John is a good man, you know what I mean? So follow him. I think he got his YouTube platform also. He does free consultation and stuff like that. But Masoom Butt, Milton A. Martinez, Ricardo Plata Duran, Ryan Walter, Steve Dyer, Wayne Williams, Zohir Mihabu. Y'all know I got the southern accent. So these names I am butchering, so I apologize for that. But I'm just trying to, be professional and actually read these names. These guys are taking a step, and they want to compete. They want to make this show one of the best shows out there. And I'm all for Masters Olympia. I'm glad they brought it back. And I hope they do this more often. Some of the older guys, not saying they're putting their life in danger, but they need to have a platform to keep making money, to keep their names out there. And, because what y'all see me posting videos on people getting fit into their 70, 80, 90, and even 100 years old. So people who like fitness like myself, I'm never going to stop working out. I'm always going to be about health, fitness, nutrition, but I'm also going to be about longevity and safety. So these guys don't have to use too much of anything. If not, and they can probably compete naturally if they down to lean weight, because they're not going to be their best form like they was when they was competing. So it will be an interesting show to watch, and I'm looking forward to it. Now we're going to classic physique. I got my guy Alex Carbonero. He's still, I think, in the top 5 in classic physique now, but he is, I think, over 40, so 40 or 45, and he's competing for this. And this is probably going to be his last year in IFBB as far as classic physique. So if they have a master's division, and I think a lot of these shows do have master's division, he'll be competing in that, because this place is slowly declining. But he came at the best I seen him in years at this last Arnold Classic. So after Alex, we got Ali Emery, Darian Charles again. So I think Darian Charles, if I mixed it up, let me see. No, that was Max Charles, who also was a vet who's competing in men's bodybuilding. Darian Charles was also like a 202, 212 guy. And he's going to be competing in classic physique. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I ain't heard that name in a while. Dawid Geller, Dion Harris, Epic Perkins, Esteban Smith, Greg Rondo, Javier Martinez, Kevin Hindy, Luis Garcia Martinez, Michael Perez, Alasho Lush Shomo Oni, Peter Scolio, Richie Chan, Ross Caesar, Shanti Mitchell, Thomas Conley, and Valdemir Markoloff. And that's it for classic physique. Now I didn't even know they was gonna have a men's physique Masters Olympia, but they should, because I know some guys who do masters, and they got their pro card and stuff like that. So I'm just glad to see that they do have it. When I was doing it, like I said, if I get back to competing this year, just gonna see how this transformation go, or if I win this 2023 Mr. Health and Fitness, I probably will get back on the stage sometime this year. We was qualified for nationals, but due to the birth of my son Titan, we wasn't really able to compete, in some other health issues and stuff going on with the family. So this year, everything's starting to line up perfectly. So I think we're going to hop back on that stage, and we will get that pro card. You can believe that. So I'm looking forward to that. And we probably be end up doing masters, but I'll test the waters with these other guys. I think I got a pretty good old muscle. When I get extra shredded, my weakness is just legs. So we'll see what happens. Men's physique, Andon Marcus, Andrea Muzi. I guess Muzi is over 40, yeah. Anton Antipova, R.A. Sapphire, Brian Ross, DeJuan Freeman, David Odom, Everett Davis, Everton Roberio, George Brown. And George, man, is one of my guys too. I think he would not Wolfpack, y'all know the name of their team, man. He's one of these guys, and I loved his physique because he's gets extra shredded. I just get mad when I see him compete, because I think he should always place higher, and that's because biased because I actually like his physique. I know he's a father and stuff like that. I just like his personality. He's a humble guy and stuff like that. And I mean, he's been in the game for a while. He's actually working, man. So hopefully, I think pretty much looking these names off top, he's gonna win that if he comes in shape. So who else we going to? So after George Brown, Harlan Taylor, Joshua Patricky, Kenyon Leno, Kevin Reeder, Marcel Shippen, Michael Ferguson. I know they ain't Andre, but Andre should be in the Masters area too, up in age. But I think he's still a young guy. He's just the most winningest men's physique guy in the league right now with a dominant physique. Nobody's gonna match up with these guy wins if they do it. Now, my guy Corey Morris, stay on the track he might can catch him if because he's young and if he's hungry like he is now, he's just gonna do as many shows as he can. And I love that about that guy. He's a young stud, man. So we're going out with Michael Ferguson. I don't know if this is Andre or not. Y'all let me know in the comments. Then Myron Griffin, Sharif Reed, Terrence Ted, and Yusuf Joji. And that's it, man, for as far as who's gonna be competing in this last show right here. So I mean, the Masters Olympia, man. I don't know if what y'all thoughts on there. I'm gonna post this video. The young lady, she pretty much broke out in tears. She was a competitor. She retired years ago in a car with her son, and she was talking about it. But I think it's a great thing for these older people to have a platform to do it. Not necessarily saying they're going to do it unsafely, but I just agree with the Masters Olympia and what they stand for, and hopefully they just keep this going, man. But what else they got going on? I think on Olympia TV, man, they was talking. I see a video, and this was 9 days ago, about unbeatable records, Dexter and Ashley, and they done won so many shows and stuff like that. I think Ashley Cage got the records in her division. I don't think she's in bikini as far as most wins, and Dexter, the most winning is men open bodybuilding contested, and nobody's gonna ever touch Dexter's on because these guys, especially in open, they only want to compete once a year because and I get it, but because they are actually pushing their bodies to the extreme now. As far as back in the day, I don't think they use as much as these guys normally do because they wasn't in a rush. Dexter, he stayed, pretty much he wasn't the biggest guy on there, but he's gonna outlast any of these guys. He took his time to do it. He wasn't in a rush to do it. So I just commend these guys for just doing that, man. Nobody's gonna beat him. I know everybody was hoping Jay Cutler was gonna do it, but like I said, he's not coming out. But he is doing a transformation, and he's want to do something for his 50th birthday. It's coming up shortly, and I'm looking forward to that because Jay still carries a lot of mass. I trained with Jay Cutler back in Vegas, and this was I was doing the little street fight and stuff like that. And I was out there in California at what's the name of the kickboxing thing? K1 kickboxing, aka kickboxing. I was out there with Koscheck and Cormier and all these other guys. Y'all name it, Finch. If y'all know anything about UFC and when the Ultimate Fighter first came out and stuff like that. So I had a little time, and your boy has been around, man. Like I say, I've been around this industry for so long that I'm looking forward to a lot of things else, especially spreading this news about health, fitness. I do my lifestyle coaching. Got free ebooks at evolvenutrition.life. Weight loss contest now is currently in progress. So good luck to all the people who signed up for it. My first time hosting one. So we're gonna be doing videos and tips all the time at Cut Nice 50. Y'all can follow me out there on social media platforms. I am sad because my guy Rolly Winkler, he probably won't be competing this year. I know he had surgery, but how the things are changing now, I think he said politics probably came into play about his place, and I believe it kind of a little bit, just a little bit, because he probably feel like that because he didn't speak English when he first came in, even though he's a nice guy and stuff like that. But now with the crop of these young studs, I wouldn't come back and risk my health if I was him. Now, if he wants to come back, and like I say, his last show, I actually preferred his look because he was smaller, but he was so shredded like it was. All the details was in there. And I think he lost to Nathan on one of them shows where Rolly kept competing. And everybody seen his body start getting tired and stuff like that. But he did have some great looks, but the judges was used to him being bigger and imposing, and that just wasn't him no more while he was hurting and unable to train certain ways. So I don't know if y'all know my guy Dave Palumbo, man. I know that him and Bob Ciccarello got into it a while back. And Dave was pretty much getting on him. And I'm gonna read y'all what Fives and Tries had a post about what Dave though said. Dave said he should just give his opinion, don't come off as a part of the organization, and explain why he, Big Ramy, didn't place well. And I don't know anything about that. Bob Ciccarello did a video saying he probably, if he was him, need to retire or wait a year before he comes back because his physique pretty much ain't good enough to beat these top guys. So Bob said, either way, either you quit or I quit. Back your big mouth up or keep my name out of it. I never say I speak for the IFBB. I never told him to retire. If y'all don't know about that video, you deem for yourself. I got the same thing that Dave Palumbo said. I pretty much thought he said he thought he needed to retire. So but Bob is a different specimen when it comes to, he tells it how it is and stuff like that. So it's a different way that he comes across. Now, if it wasn't for the social media outlets like Nick Strength and Power and all the other ones, bodybuilding channels that do content on bodybuilding, I don't think it'll be as good as it is now, because they didn't really promote bodybuilding like that. They think the athletes and stuff like that do their own promoting. But as far as when it comes to actually promoting these shows and the athletes, and till recently, with the Gilco promotions and stuff like that, one of the best in the business, highlighting these athletes, it was about promotions and other stuff like that. So I get it on the business aspect because I am behind the scenes. But as far as highlighting the athletes, it wasn't too much about that. The athletes does all the promotion themselves, besides the Olympia show itself, and I know a lot of promoters for smaller shows, and they got a whole lot that they do because it takes a lot to put on a show. But as far as I'm just saying, the IFBB itself, they don't promote these promoters who promote their own show. It's up to them to do it after they pay these sanction fees. Hopefully one day like I say, I want to get my own show or stuff like that, or with the IFBB and have athletes compete. So behind the scenes is nitpicking and seeing what it takes, because it could be worth it and it could not be worth it. But 2023, man, who y'all interested in seeing go head to head? I myself, I'm looking forward to Samson Dada, who is a beast, humble guy, and my guy Andre Jack. If he's training full force and seeing what kind of progress he make, can he win? Of course he can. He has the stature and everything else. I just don't think it's going to happen this year because he has to compete and qualify. Now, if he was rested and can rest and train all year, he definitely will win in my eyes. I mean, I don't think nobody hands down can beat him right now. But I think in the next year, because pretty much this year, he's going to make top 5. So unless they change the rules that the top 5 don't qualify, he's going to place top 5. And next year, I think he's going to actually win it, hands down, because he's going to be, just say 10 more pounds, nobody's going to be able to beat this guy. Because his just the shape. Now Samson, they give him a run for his money, Derek and everybody else. But 6'2", just say 305 pounds, because he's gonna get bigger and bigger. 305 pounds. He was at 290 now, 305, 310 pounds. Oh my goodness. This guy is gonna be like a next Ronnie Coleman if he wants to. But like I said, Andre is new to bodybuilding. These other guys going to make it hard for any of the guys, like Nick Walker. He's a hard worker, but he just has some limitations. And I love it about him because, nobody's going to have a perfect physique. This ain't classic physique. This ain't like Ramon and America Brea or Chris Bumstead, who's built for that division. Nick is just a guy who made his physique even better by just training hard, working hard. And now he's one of the most popular bodybuilders in that division right now. But nobody's gonna be like C-Bum, man. I think C-Bum, a little bit of injuries right here, but nobody's still on his level. He can show up at 90% and still win because nobody his height and gonna have the muscle and density that he has next year. Now I think this would probably be C-Bum last year, sadly. I know y'all was thinking about a whole lot more, but I doubt it. This one, if he wanted to get another one, because what does it be? This would be 5. If he want to get 6, maybe, but I don't see 6. I see maybe 5 and then shutting it down because he's got all kind of things going on. He probably want to start a family. He's got businesses, stuff like that, and he can do his own thing. He can shake up the whole world by starting his own division or league if he wanted to. Um, this guy, somebody to challenge the IFBB and just focus. That's one thing is I try to implement. If they had another league like the OCB, which is natural bodybuilding, I would have just competed in that. The money and the notoriety and the pretty much the sponsorships is just not there in natural bodybuilding. But a lot of these guys, like myself, I thought, especially doing men's physique, these guys, some of them was natural, but you can't, you can't. It's a rare few that goes pro naturally. They end up having to touch a lot of some things. It can be minimum, whatever the case may be. Y'all seen it with my guy Keon Pearson. He was one of the first ones, and he's in classic. He's built for it, one of the supreme genetics on earth, and he did go pro. He did place in that top 3 to 5 range coming in, but he wasn't gonna never win the classic physique championship. He needs to get bigger. And once he did go, he jumped to a whole nother beast. Ryan Coleman was another example. He was natural for a while. His physique was phenomenal. A lot of these older bodybuilders, man, was natural for a long while. But the sport has changed, evolved, and then getting bigger and bigger and stuff like that. I know they was thinking about changing the rules about, not focusing on conditioning, trying to make it less dangerous. But I don't know if that's still in play because they're going more to shape instead of the mass monsters and stuff like that. So I think they're taking the time in that to intermingle this whole segment, this whole new age of bodybuilding. But they also did tell Nate Walker that they wanted him to bring back the freak factor. And I not necessarily mean he's need to try to get shredded, because if he's a little bit bigger, less lean, I guess they can say they still on point with what the idea or trainer thought that it was. But I think hopefully, man, these judges get out there and they start telling, doing videos saying what they're looking for in athletes, what these guys should be doing, and just give some tips like that. That insight would be excellent. I myself going to reach out to a couple of them, see if they'll get on the podcast, answer some questions from some of the subscribers, and let these up and coming know in men, women's categories what they need to do, what they need to work on. And we all know it's about balance, having a balanced physique, not being necessarily the most conditioned, but having a nice conditioning that represents your best physique. So it's all about you, you versus you. That's the real thing in bodybuilding. It's not, you can't worry about beating the other person. You got to focus on your ideas and what your judge or your coach is doing for you. Like I say, but with that, man, we're going to just keep this short. Go ahead and get this workout in. It's your boy, Cutlass 50. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. If you got any ideas or tips, next segment y'all want me to cover, put it in the comments below, man. Thanks for following us on this journey. Don't forget free ebooks of all nutrition.life. Hey, Mr. Health and Fitness, y'all keep voting. And with that, back. It's your boy Cutlass 50. Hey, I got big news to announce. Your boy is in the running to be the 2023 Mr. Health and Fitness, presented by Muscle and Fitness Magazine. Y'all already know this is a dream come true, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I need y'all help. Every vote counts to make this happen. May the 1st, voting begins. Share it to all your friends and family, and let's make this dream come true. It's your boy Cutlass 50. I appreciate y'all for helping me on this journey, and with that, we out.